hell no. Ain't no way in green hell you gonna tell me that you love me, support me, and don't want to marry me. But I think as a more mature person, I'm kind of like, is that a hill that I'm gonna die on? Is that something I'd stay on? So that's the kind of the social political aspect of it. Now, if we're looking at phenotype, the only reason I was in the comments mentioning phenotype is because like I work with what I perceive to be an inordinate amount of mixed race people. And the way that it manifests in the intersectionalities is actually like mind boggling. And you just can't tell. And so if we're talking about whatever BLAK is, what scale are we using? If you're using an 1896 Plessy versus Ferguson one drop rule scale, and if this woman does a test and she's coming up 5% Western, sub-Saharan African, by technical definition of what the U.S. has practiced, she would be classified as potentially a black woman, right? But there's also the technical and or legal precedent definition, and then there's what you see and what you function with. So if I were in a crowd and somebody said something crazy about black people and I needed to have that, that moment where you got to look at somebody that looked like you to have that, like that eyeball to make sure that you're not crazy about what you just heard, she would not be the person that I would look at. No, for that, that parody or that levity in that moment of comfort to know that I'm not crazy. But if we're talking about on a genetic basis of whatever blackness is, which does not have a threshold per se, right? The threshold is in the eye and or gene of the beholder, if you will. Then genetically, if it's there, who am I necessarily to take that away from her? And phenotypically, no, I would say I don't see it. But also race is a social construct. So like, where are your thresholds? And I feel like those thresholds are kind of personally defined. But at the same time, like, even in not having, going back to the initial point, even if she's not, phenotypically or genetically, whatever, what he's saying she is, does that negate his commitment? That would be, once again, in how you perceive things. I don't think there's necessarily a right or wrong answer. I am monologuing. I'm gonna shut up. I just don't think there's a right or wrong answer. And I do think that if he's doing the work, does it matter who he's, sleeping with at night? If you're doing the work, if you're not making my life any worse by your existence.
I will say this. It don't matter to us. It mattered to him. Because that's why he called her black. He said this is a black woman. She is not black.
And the thing is, if he's...
I mean, ain't no way around that. But me and Sobi know where this woman comes from. We don't have to prove it. I'm not saying you saying that. But people going around here talking about you need to prove it when we aren't the ones that claim that she was black. We said she's non-black. He came on here and said she's a black woman that came from a black vagina. Those were his words specifically.
Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, also, what is it? Booker T, his wife was black. Frederick Douglass, on the other hand, his wife was white. But,
somebody. I knew it was somebody.
He wasn't a pro-black man anyway. We know that. So.
Okay, I knew it was somebody in particular that was major in the 1800s, and I thought it was Booker T. So I apologize. I'm not trying to spread.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, I just want to let you know it was Frederick.
Thank you for clarifying. No, that's really good to know. Thank you for clarifying.
But yeah, so I mean, it's just, I mean, this is the thing, right? This is what's happening. The way that the ambiguous way women look now, especially non-melanated women. This is what they wanted. This is the design. The design is to eliminate black women, if y'all don't realize it, right?
Blur the lines.
Yeah.
They blurring the lines a lot.
Exactly. They're blurring the lines because ultimately they want what black women have always had. The features that they talked about, now they want it because now it's what's always been beautiful. We know that because their men couldn't keep their hands off of black women. I mean, it's just...
But blurring lines to end other than like cultural
It's kind of like what you were saying earlier, man, when you were like, how can somebody call or say to black women that they will protect them and love them at all? I mean, and everything else at all costs, but you love them so much, but you're not willing to date them, marry them, date within your race. How can you even call yourself a protector of black women when you can't even appropriate with black women?
So
He definitely can't because he's married.
So that to me would have to go back to, once again, like,
So I don't even know how that works.
I don't know if I'm
But
growing or not.
He
Like,
calls himself pro-black, and the definition of pro-black starts with the black home. And you can't have a black home in an interracial marriage.
okay, maybe I'm soft in the streets. I don't know if I can say that 100% because I just don't know. I don't know if I can say that 100%.
Where you were, I was where you were because I mean, I'm from Jamaica,
And
right?
not to be smart, but it's hard for you to say because, I mean, people have to check the oppressor within. I mean, you know it's the truth, but you don't want to say it. I don't know, for whatever reason. I'm not going to, act like I know who you are, or where you came from, or what your beliefs are. But we all, at the end of the day, know the truth. I know it's kind of hard for a lot of people to say and swallow, but taking our feelings out of it and sticking to facts, it's the truth.
That's what I was saying to her. I was like, I was there where, because my family's from a background where it's like, it's really mixed up. My great grandmother's a white woman from Wales, but my dad, who's, biracial or whatever, married a black woman. So, I mean, I grew up in a household. So that side of my family still exists, but I can't think that it's hate when they say pro-black, because it's not. When they say, you know what I mean? It's just that you being pro-black is to push forward the black community and black people. So if you are dating outside of that and procreating outside of that and spending money outside of that, then you're not contributing to the advancement of black people. So you can't really say you're pro-black. I mean, that's just what
It's also the push of black love. How do you push black love when you're married to a white woman?
So does she identify as?
Let her speak. I can't hear her. I'm gonna go back on mute.
Does she identify as?
Well, she does. I mean, she is white. I mean, he's the one saying she's black. I mean, that's just what it is. Like, well, the truth is she's not. He's saying that because that's the thing. He's doing that because he's pushing this agenda of him being pro-black. So in order to push that agenda, he knows he has to say his wife is black. Because otherwise, why wouldn't he just say his wife is biracial, regardless of what she identifies? Because the truth is, right, if she is biracial, she's not just black. That's what but he came out and said she's black. She came out of a black vagina, identifying as whatever, but looking at her, if she is, which I know she ain't, let's run that game, right? But if you're looking at her right now, she don't look like she no black, no.
Yeah.
That's what we call it over here.
And in my family on both sides, we all, whatever you see in my little pictures, but we generally kind of look like different shades, but nobody's claiming anything else other than FB. What is it? FB. American.
Exactly.
FBA.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
To your point, I definitely can see that. So if he was using identifying her or putting her in a box as a crutch to support his movement or his legitimacy, that is fundamentally foul because it would discredit the fact that in moving through life, no, she would not have faced the same challenges as me.
Exactly.
And
that's the point.
And I do definitely understand that.
I'm sorry.
If they make that like their standing point and their like, you know, their pole of relevance and making inroads. But I guess I would still say not because that does discredit everything that I said. But at the same time, sometimes I do feel like I've heard a lot of mixed people really talk about that nexus, that crux, and it's really something I would actually be interested in studying. Right, this sense of non-belonging, and once again, I guess for context, not that it matters, but I teach in a school district that in particular is known for having a large percentage of mixed race people. Whatever mixed is, it's all over the place. Every day is like National Geographic, or every year is like National Geographic. He's like, you mixed with what? What? And literally individuals. A lot of our students that identify as African American that are mixed happen to also be Jewish by way of their mothers. Like, it's all over the place. So, and I've worked there for 16 years. So in me being there, like what I see is not what I get. What I see in a name is not what I get. I have to sit and wait until I see it manifest. Like, oh, I mean, I've had kids cry. I'm like, no joke. Like when I did SATs and the SATs ask about like your race and they're like, but what do I put? And I jokingly tell them, even though it's true, I was like, yo kids, I put white tea on my SATs when I was a senior in high school twice. I'm telling you, it'll be all right. But for them, it is a moment of self-identification and like struggle and turmoil. And,
Yeah.
and so that, and I'm only mentioning that anecdotally to say like why my views on mixed and phenotype and identification are kind of like whatever you call it, you got it. As long as you're not standing in my way, like, I guess get on the train, you know. But if
Yeah.
people are putting themselves there for a political reason, and if that's what he's doing,
And that's why this is dangerous for people like Conscious Lee, who calls himself a pro-black man, a leader of the community, a black community on TikTok, to blur these lines.
So that's all I'll say too, right? Because my niece, right, is my niece is my brother's daughter is her mother's white, right? And she basically looks. She's white. I mean, honestly, if I was going to look at her and tell her, I would say she's white, right? But she'll tell. That's what I'm saying. So it's not okay for me to be online and say, "Oh, you're not black." You know, question someone's blackness, but they have to make that decision for themselves, right? But based on their phenotypes, right? I know that they don't have the same struggles I had, so they can't fight for black people. They can't stand in front of it for us. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it.
Chris Owens don't speak for me. Never, ever in the history of ever.
Yeah.
So just because you look like me still don't mean you got me.
That's true. That's true too.
Sorry, y'all. Again, and the point of the whole live was, again, this man called his wife black. And to me, is disrespectful on so many levels, especially to black women. It's just like if a white woman, a black woman came on here with her white husband and told me that he was black, I would feel offended as a black man. As much as we go through, we have to struggle for somebody to just come on over here and slap a label on them just because they from our community is self-hatred. And again, it does not matter who you love, who you marry. That's fine. Whoever makes you happy, be with that person. But don't try to, deflect or pretty much just lie. Because that's what he did. He lied and said his wife was a black woman. And he said it for a reason. And again, I find it kind of messed up that a lot of people try to use these to define pro-black with these one little instances between people. That does not change the whole definition overall.
I always thought that because, so if he did have relations,
Go ahead, I'm gonna let y'all speak for a little while because I'm gonna make sure I can hear y'all.
so that's what I was saying. Even if Malcolm, he did have relations with white women, right? How does that mean he's not pro-black? Because at the end of the day, right, we can all agree that men are men, right?
You about to go down a dark path.
But no, but it's
Yes.
the truth, though, right? We can agree that men are men, right? And come on now, we all know it is what it is, right? A lot of women say that, and they know that.
Not even men are men. Humans. We're humans.
We're sexual
We make
beings.
mistakes.
Yeah, and so I'm saying
It's what you do after you make that mistake. Do you learn from it, or you continue to make the same mistake over and over?
Listen, not that this means anything in particular, but I can say with my full chest and full vagina, my vagina has never not seen any brown peen. And so my politics align with maybe what I prefer phenotypically. I believe in pro-blackness. I believe in black empowerment. I believe in black people increasing their position socially, economically, and politically. And to that end, I personally have not dibbled and dabbled. They might have been a little beige, but they were always in the spectrum of BLK. So I that's why I said you might go down a dark path. And statistically speaking, even looking at marriage rates,
Yeah.
and where the loyalties lie, nobody can argue that black women are probably not the most race loyal group of
They
them
are.
all.
They are.
So this whole, and it's not that I didn't have a chance. I see Chad, I see Todd, I see Brett, I see Mario and Jose, Jesus, and any other name that I would put out there. But Jamal will get it all. And that's just how I personally roll. And I might sound, and some people might say, oh, that sounds ignorant. Like, no. I'm like, I don't know. I just know, it's been brown my whole life. So
It sounds like you know what you like and what you prefer.
I'm just
There
saying, I
ain't
don't know what
nothing
y'all
wrong with
talking
that.
about. I don't be dibbling and dabbling. I dribble straight down the court. Boom, melanin. Let's get it.
What's up, Miss Kid Kat?
Hey, Miss Kit Kat, you can go ahead next.
Hold on, let me turn this thing down right quick. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me turn this thing down. But yeah, I don't care what y'all say. I don't think you can be pro-black and date outside your race. But the thing about it is, no one's telling you to be pro-black. I think people just, I don't really, there are different ways that even if you date a black woman or you date a black man, there are other ways that you can show that you're not pro-black. I'm just gonna sit there and say that. But he's not pro-black. He's sitting here talking a good game. And here's the thing: I also thought about this when you first went like live, like maybe 30 minutes ago. I was like, if the situation was flipped, it was a black woman and then a man who looked like her, would y'all sit here as men make excuses and try to throw that down our throat? Because I've noticed that y'all sit here give passes to the biracials, the lights, whites, Hispanics, but y'all don't sit here and leave no room. And trust me, I noticed because I used to date a lot of I've dated a few light skin or Creole guys, and they would tell me it was always dark men. They would give them the hardest problems. They would always talk about like how try to G-check them. They had to be aggressive and everything because they didn't look at them as black. So I want to say, like, if the situation was flipped, would you consider a black woman who's dating a white man or a whatever who's not black as pro-black? Most men won't do it. Most men won't.
It's true. That's why you should have asked that earlier, especially of that one guy that took it so.
I know I'm gonna keep the same energy, and I'm gonna say no. You're not pro-black.
No, but here's the issue: is this the men who are trying to just make like just.
They do not look like her. Stop lying. Because I just looked at your picture. Stop lying. I see you're really light bright, but you're still black. I can see that.
Okay, so what I would say this: is it by blood, or is it like there's an two black parents and they look like her, or is it where somebody is of other, or they married into the family? So when you sit there and say that, people say family. Okay, let's break it down to the real. How are they related to you? Are they related by blood? Are they mixed related to you by blood? What's going on? You can't just sit there and say I have family, because that doesn't mean anything. I have family who look like that too. Don't mean shoot. Some of them were adopted into the family. Some of them are mixed. Like, it doesn't matter.
I mean,
just because you said it.
Like, look at her though. I mean, come on. Like, I want to. Where is the black at? Where?
And here,
And again, we're not talking about mixed. He called her a black woman. He said she came from a black cooch.
I bet you he gonna say that. Yeah.
He did say that, didn't he? He did say that.
Yeah, he did. I saw the video today too. I was like, oop.
But he doesn't understand. Like, people can actually do, like, if you do like research, people can research her through you. I'm just saying, like, we can prove it. But the way I look at it,
like I said, that's what I said.
That's already been done.
Well, so the way I look at it is this: is like, look, nothing is wrong with not being pro-black. Like I said, or if you're saying you're pro-black and you're dating outside your race, the issue I have is when you're starting to make money off the black community. A lot of niggas make money talking a good game, but eventually your wealth goes back to them. You just talk a good game. And I'm sorry, I don't care what other people say, but I'm a type of woman there's only so many sweet lies and sweet nothings I can listen to. A lot of black women like to listen to that shit. I don't. I literally like, okay. What the fuck do you want? I'm that type of person. Like, just be real with me. Because if you come to me at the table, we can negotiate something. I'm that type of person. But a lot of women like to be lied to. They lie to themselves. And when you sitting here have this man who's sitting there talking about this pro-black person, like being as pro-black, making money off black women, but when he'll bring a non-black woman on his arm to an event, I'm looking at y'all bitches as stupid. Why are y'all paying for his non-black women? Because he said some sweet things. How about this? Say the sweet things to yourself every day in the mirror. How about that? But you can't be pro-black. He says shit that people like. You can't be pro-black, but that doesn't mean you don't love your people. That don't mean you don't like, but in reality, in the long perspective, white people make sure no matter what, they look out for their people and their generations to come. And if you're the type of person who's not going to look out for you and your generations to come, which comes to the black people, and you're not putting the wealth and everything back into the black people, you cannot be pro-black. I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way.
Well, that's what I was saying. To Kid Kat, like, it's crazy. Like the woman that just said earlier in the comments, she was like, "Oh, her sisters look just like that woman right there," and I was just like, I looked at her, and you know what? This is what the sad thing is. Like these biracials and light skinned people that are very fair skinned, y'all are really contributing to this crap. Because when I look, y'all don't look like that. Stop playing with me. You all do not look like her.
Now,
You don't.
a little bit. I'm not countering, just information.
Look at her hair.
Jordan Peele, who is mixed race and has a white tea wife, who at this moment is directing some of what some people may consider very pro-black cinema. How seriously then do we take him? Homeboy that
He's
just
not
got chased.
he's not pro-black, so how can he direct pro-black?
No, he's not pro-black. He's not pro-black.
So,
What he's doing is,
there it is right there. He can't.
I really wish black people will understand the black community, understand people play off your emotions and use you for a check.
So
He ain't pro-black.
Childish
Yup.
Gambino, This Is America. I'm not sure of his lineage, but This Is America, Childish Gambino from,
Okay,
several
cool.
years ago.
He's not pro-black either.
Okay.
That's
No,
a white woman.
Let me tell you something. Every single person that you mentioned, nine times out of 10, the woman will outlive the man. Guess when he died, where does his wealth go to?
No, I totally agree with that. And that is a consideration. And not only that, but if her father passed, would that man be included in said will, right? So how will the resources be distributed kind of in either direction? Those are just random thoughts that I will have while falling asleep on my couch, watching some of the gloriousness of Netflix. So I understand. And so Kit Kat, my position was kind of like, I don't know. Like that's kind of where I led with. Like I'm open to persuasion and consideration and information.
Yeah.
And I think that it comes down to like how you're using your influence as to whether your partner necessarily matters. Because if you are working on a team that improves my quality of life, would your spouse or partner be the hill that I'm willing to die on? For me, no, right? But if your presence, regardless of what your phenotype, is a hindrance, right? Like a Candace Owens, because I hate that bitch. But there's never going to be any place or space that we were in the same, vicinity where she would be safe from anything that would have to say. And I don't care what you look like. And I see that nose, I see them lips, I see them skin, like that skin. So I don't think that phenotype is a guarantee of championship. But I don't think that because your spouse is different, that it is either. But my point was that if, what's his name? Was using this woman as a prop, as an anecdotal to gain leverage, then that's when it becomes wrong to me, right? So don't use it and be like, well, my wife's, but
Well, here's my thing though. The thing is, that's not the only significant qualifier. Because
That's exactly what he did.
having a black spouse, because at the end of the day, you can be a black person married to a black person and still be anti-black.
True.
Like people, I don't understand why people don't understand that. It's not the single qualifier. So the point is, just because you're black, does Candace Owens is anti-black as fuck. Anti-black as fuck. And she's married to a white man. So that's neither here or there. You know, Quincy Jones, right? His daughter, when he died, look, but they're not giving back to the community. What are any of these men with biracial children, what are they doing for the black community? What are any of them doing?
Can I say it's so bad that y'all sit here just procreate with white women or like other races of women and then leave them ass out, and then they have to come back to black women to ask us, how do your child here? You see how disrespectful that is? You can't even teach. You'll sit here and knock up another race of a woman, don't teach her nothing about anything, and then she has to come to us. She got to come to us because she does not know. And you didn't even put her onto your mama.
He's biracial, but Rita Marley was a black woman. His daddy was a 60-year-old plantation little owner that raped his mama. That's really what that was. Let's tell the real story about Bob Marley. She was 16 and he was 60 years old. Let's tell the real story.
Because Kalani, let me ask you, like, don't you think that's disrespectful where you have men who talk down on black women? They'll sit here, get what everybody else, and then their offspring of the woman that she had with, like, mind you, first of all, you know they talking shit about us because a lot of them they feed off that. But now when she has his offspring, you got to come to the black woman to basically make sure that your baby okay, your baby looking okay. You don't think that's disrespectful?
So I don't know that I would call it disrespectful as much as like it's not my job.
It's not. I look at it, it's not my job. I do, but the audacity to come.
The expectation that I'm patient about it. But I would apply that in particular with like anything. So, like in life, like when people are like, well, I just don't understand, why are black people feel this way about this? Why don't you guys understand Trump and da-da-da-da-da? Like, I'm just like, I'll leave that to other people. I'm like, yo, it's just not my job. So like, I understand that little,
No, but what I'm saying was the audacity to think that you could do that.
Could
you knew your
or
nigga
should.
Was 9 times out of 10, you knew your nigga was shitting on us to you. Let's keep that a buck. And then when you needed, and you accepted it, but when you needed help because that nigga can't give you no help, you come to me, you come to mama, you come to grandma.
That's where the thing is. As a woman, that's where that intersectionality, when it comes to white women, doesn't. That's what y'all have to realize. They don't have y'all backs.
Exactly.
They do not.
Oh yeah.
At all.
That's a given. If you're arguing that.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, like, but that happens all the time. I've seen so many women who sit here, or like different races.
Hold on one second, y'all.
mess
Please
around
get the likes and shares up, y'all. They reporting again, so y'all want to keep this
Lord.
conversation going, get these likes and shares up. I'm sorry, y'all. Go ahead.
I'm up on it. But I'm saying like all these other different races of women who sit here procreate with black men. Especially if it don't work out, these black men didn't tell you what to do. Now you sitting here online begging us to do it. And you got some dumb idiot who's willing to give you advice.
Yeah, I don't do it. That's what I'm saying to you. I don't feel any obligation to do that. If you get into something and you get into it, that's your business. That's on you. Good luck. I wish you the best because there's a child involved. But that's all I got for them. So to your point, I'm agreeing with you. That's all I got.
But it happens though. But then it's like I'm looking at like it's a little bit disrespectful now because at the end of the day, like
it's disrespectful when they expect it. They're like, well, why won't you just tell me? And I'm like, man, read a book. Like so that's when it's disrespectful to me, when it's a casual expectation that I'm gonna make myself available and free my time to explain something to you that has been clearly written down. And like no, that's just what we're not gonna do. However, if I see something looking crazy and I'm like, hey, Beth, I think you might need some coconut oil, right? And because I volunteered it, if I volunteer it, I don't feel any kind of way. If you demand it of me, like get out my face. Stop. I have all the chairs. I got 2 chairs in my trunk every day. Stop playing with me.
And this is how I also know that some of these relationships is just built off like either lust or hating black women, because the black men that these women are getting are not even warning them and teaching them how to deal with kinky hair, how to deal with certain things that we always normally deal with. You just got with her with lust, or you just got with her because you hate black women. Okay, cool. So now she come, when y'all don't work out, she come knocking on my door. She come to me at the end. Is that pro-black? You left her hanging. So she has to come to mama. She had to come to grandmama. And then you got some of us who will sit here and be like, you know, caring and everything. And you got some of us who like, fuck no. Your baby daddy should have taught you that, because I knew he called me a nigga when y'all was in bed together. I know that. So let's go ahead and, like, you know, type shit. No, you cannot be.
I'm about to say, Karen's husband is white. He's
time, and black people just sitting here just eat. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this respectfully, with the utmost disrespect. Black Americans allow everybody to sit here and just play them like a fucking fiddle. And when I'm the one who don't do it, they attack me. Y'all are allowing so many people of different races to play you like a motherfucking fiddle. It doesn't matter the race. It doesn't matter the culture. A lot of y'all don't know. Some of these people who talking about we people of color, they're classified as white. So this people of color thing, I'm like, y'all don't know that. Y'all sit here, y'all gonna sit here and let a nigga disrespect you, but then you gonna sit here and do his baby's hair because his mama can't do it? I'm sorry. I don't want to be pimped. But if black people want to keep, black Americans want to keep being pimped out, then that's fine. But I'm not going to be one to do it. I'm going to tell you straight up. It's not going to happen with me over here. So y'all figure that shit out. But you have to understand that a lot of people just come to you because you're easy to use. They don't have
slight tilt though. Is it most black Americans? Because in the circles where I reside, my people are. I don't have to mitigate my politics and my ideas. As a matter of I really genuinely don't. Like this conversation that we're having, these are the conversations that we have in the spaces where I populate, and I really consider people to be on the same page. And even with people that are outside of my racial identification, I don't mitigate my politics for the people that are around me. I might explain it more contextually, whereas, Kit Kat, were I to see you in public, I would expect, you to identify. But for other people, even if they don't understand it, I will attempt to, explain a little bit. And if you don't, concede to my points of what I believe to be how I should or should not operate, then you're just not a person that I deal with. So I don't keep that in my space, because I think that, that just holds me back, and it'd be maddening to not use the freedom that people have gained historically to be able to use anytime, any place, and anywhere that I am to be my authentic self. So the one thing I would just push back a little bit on is it most people that are giving these safe spaces. I was someplace else, because I flip around the internet and on the lives and whatnot. And there was this woman that was talking about, well, what are we doing as people to deal with our problems first before we talk about the external problems? And I was like, Miss, what? We can't care about more than one thing at the same time. That's just intellectually dishonest. It's slightly disgusting. It's also just insulting. And so you can deal with stuff at home and deal with stuff outside of the home, because that's just life. So to your point, you can care about multiple things, but I think that maybe given grace, that most people understand the duality of it all, and that they're not just giving other people the keys to the kingdom, but are understanding You're not just gonna walk all over me. To your point, when you said like I'm not gonna be your doormat.
Okay, let me ask you a question, because I can tell I actually might be able to prove it to you. When it was a couple years ago, when it was Trump versus Biden, right? They sat here and they was coming for the black vote. There were some black men. I would sit there and say, they was like, stay out of this election. Stay out of it. Don't like it. None of them have nothing we have to offer. It was a lot of black women who were pushing this. And then when black men was like, black men was like, we're gonna hold them accountable. You can't hold somebody accountable once they got the office. You have to hold them accountable before they get there. That's where your power lies. There were so many black women who were sitting there saying that, right? Now, what do we have as black people in general? You had sat here, basically shamed black men and did a whole bunch of bullshit. And now we're paying basically for every illegal that comes in the state. They're sitting here getting housing, and we have citizens who've been here for 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 years, and they're not getting anything. When do we find out as a black community, somebody's pimping us out? And particularly, low-key, I'm going to say it, they're hitting on the women's heartstrings. I notice most of the men see it, but most of the women don't. When do you find out enough is enough? Because if we keep going the way we're going, the way black women have been acting, the black community is dead in America. When do you sit here and realize that you're being pimped out and hold the fuck out? And then once you get them into a position of power, they do something for everybody else than you.
So I think that if you're mentioning immigration,
I'm just saying in general. I'm saying in general.
You know, I'm saying that to your point of the perception of being pimped out, I would raise you. I don't want to get bananaed for this, but LGBTQ issues that many black women do co-sign.
We definitely already getting reported.
And okay, so I said it. I'll stay there. So
but what they're doing is they're using black people a lot of times. A lot of black men are black, like, nah. But it's black women that's pushing shit.
I'm agreeing with you on that point that there does. I do see a lot of.
I'm gonna say this too, right? You what you said is absolutely correct, especially when it comes to the LG, QB, whatever, because the reason why they do that, right? And they always say, Dave Chappelle said it, right? They're a minority until they're not.
Yes, until you can go back to whatever you were before.
Until you can go back to that whiteness.
And use that to push your agenda. So Kit Kat, what I'm saying is that, I see where you're going. I just think that more than immigration, what we just saying is more where I see evidence to your point, where black women are used as pawns. And maybe I don't want to be, but
they're being used as pawns in this situation. Because I heard a lot of black people, a lot of black women who were sitting here speaking up. It's either you had two things: you had black women who were speaking up for it consciously, or you had men who knew they were sitting here dating a different race, trying to claim that they're pro-black, but they got mad and upset because Blaze called them out. Y'all should have been called out 20 years ago. Because I remember going to those conscious community things. Y'all was speaking all this pro-black shit. Y'all was sitting here getting money from all these women. But when you walked through that door, that woman didn't look like me. I remember seeing it. And then now you get called out. And I'm glad somebody called it out. Because I'm like, hold up. Why am I sitting here donating to somebody and it's not going to a black family? It's going to a biracial family or a mixed family. You could at least told me that. If you at least told me that, I'm like, you know what? He's still speaking good shit. But you was sitting here, whatever. And you was hiding your wife. And when I come to an event, because online you're hiding her. But when I come to an event, I'm seeing an Arab woman. I'm seeing a Hispanic woman. I might see a white woman. And all their excuses, like the other two I heard was, at least she's not white.
I just want to tell y'all that this is just the tip of the iceberg. They have been lying about a lot of things. And him, T. Nathan, and I Speak, they all came up with this stupid ass shit. They've been using these same scams T. Nathan was out here stealing people's social security numbers. I mean, they were literally breaking federal laws. I mean, taking down people pages. They have done a lot of damage to this community. A lot. Aunt Karen, they whole clique over there. And you know who they use to help run their clique? White people. Like Jolly, train track chief ass Jolly. Danish. Our Exodus. The people they allow into our black community.
I'm just saying, like, hey, y'all better be what, yeah, like, it's just frustrating to me because I'll be trying to put black women on. Y'all really getting played and pimped out. Y'all really are. And y'all don't even realize it. Because y'all sitting here donating. He's taking home to his white wife.
A lot of them, ignorance is bliss for them.
Yeah, just because he's a nigga. Let me tell you something. A nigga can say sweet things to me, but then I'm looking at, well, hey, okay, well, all right, what up? Like, what's going on? Like, because I know you saying something to sit here. You think you was gonna catch me? All right, I feel nice. I feel good, but what's the good? A lot of black women just want to hear the nice things, and they don't want to sit here and do it, and it makes you playable. And you have me looking out here bad in these streets because niggas come to me, and I actually read a nigga for filth for one time, and he was like, "How did you know?" I said, "Nigga, I already knew." You was sitting there just saying all the sweet nothings that I wanted to hear or not wanted to hear to make me feel good. You really thought I was going to sit here and just give you a pass? No. Y'all sit here and allow this shit. And then y'all be like, oh my God, I didn't know. And I'm shocked. I'm like, bitch,
Sided. I think that it's on both sides as far as gender is concerned, where you see the representative.
Well, let's not even just keep it strictly, cause the picture right here, right? I'm not Muslim. I don't know nothing about being Muslim, right? But I would say that if you're Muslim, right, aren't you, as a Muslim woman, aren't you supposed to marry a Muslim man? I mean, cause we're still in the same realm of topic, cause this is a white man, and he definitely can see he's not Muslim.
He's not Muslim? Yeah.
Again, this woman right here is using
Muslim,
the Muslim religion as a fucking fashion show.
But is he not?
Even that, he could actually, probably could have got killed in her own country.
Just like she screams she's Muslim and consciously screams she's pro-black. They both married to non-black people. One isn't Muslim. So does that make her non-Muslim?
But I think that
because she's not even going by her own religion.
But I think if it's
marrying outside her own race.
No.
Somebody can explain it better because I don't get it.
Islam is not based on race. And if you go back to the autobiography of Malcolm X in particular, because that might be something we're all familiar with, when he goes to...
No, not the race. I'm talking about... I thought she was supposed to be married to a Muslim man. So not the race.
If he's... I don't know...
I'm talking about a Muslim man.
I don't know if it's in Islam that you're supposed to marry your own. I don't know if that would be how it works in Judaism or Christianity either. We know that Christianity talks about being evenly yoked or equally yoked, and that some of that seems to lean into also like religious identification. But if he is in fact YT does not mean that you're not Muslim. Because if you look at Syria is like 90% Muslim and it's like 90% YT. So other countries like Macedonia, you look at Albania, you look at those countries and they are overwhelmingly Muslim.
Whoa.
And they are
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to cut you off. I got to switch between devices when I talk. So me and Sobi already know about this man and where he come from. He's definitely not Muslim.
Okay.
Never been Muslim. He's actually came from a racist group, Misfit Patriot. I don't know if y'all know him. He's friends with Misfit Patriot. That's where she met him, in a racist group chat.
Yep.
And he's definitely not Muslim. He never took nothing religious when it comes to Muslim. But she clearly saying she did. Nobody believes her. But
did he convert?
As far as I know, if you're a Muslim woman, you're supposed to be married to a Muslim man. If somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not Muslim.
No, you're supposed to be, like, if you're a Muslim woman, or like I've even heard like women who dated and married a Muslim and they weren't Muslim themselves, they would have to convert. The woman has to convert to be with him. That's the only way the family would even accept the marriage,
Yes.
especially if it's like
When
of a
my
different race
sister,
or
my twin
something.
sister, when we were in high school, she started dating a Muslim man, and she had to convert to date him.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, I've heard that the men don't really have to convert. Like, well, the Muslim men don't have to convert, but 9 times out of 10, if you are a woman and you date a Muslim man, in order to be with him, his family will require you to convert to him.
And I think there's even what is it? The United Arab Emirates, like they have different laws about like how you even divorce and marry. So if you're a Muslim woman, I think in the UAE, the only way they would recognize the marriage is if you got married outside of the country and then came to the country if that person is not Muslim. But if you got married in the country, both of them must be. I could be misspeaking. I'm not trying to spread misinformation, but like to your point, there are different religious expectations and even political expectations and social expectations that even come with marriage laws in various countries that differ with being a woman versus a man, where a man can marry a non-Muslim woman in some Muslim countries. And I don't even know if the expectation is that she necessarily converts.
I don't think a woman, a Muslim woman in these countries can marry a non-Muslim man.
If they leave the country and come back, they can do it. The marriage will stand, but in the
They
country,
can't do it there though.
No,
Yeah.
they can't. They get stoned.
So like to your point, like
They get stoned to death.
You know, to your point, like I'm saying, it depends on like where you are and what gender or sex you are, as far as what you can or cannot do in some of these places. But to the larger point of, racial identification, looking at who he is, and you gave his background. I know who he was. So in my head, just blanketly, I was like, well, if he converted, then, but if you're saying that on top of the racial aspect and what she stands for and the religious aspect, I would still say, well, does that undermine her message? And so that's kind of where I continue to stand. If she's not doing any harm to me per se and is advancing something I think is important, then who she, does that, what's that Glock 3000 on at night? Does that impact me?
You wanna take this one? So
I don't know if that's something if that's my hill.
because she
that's
has
not my hill.
done more than enough to hurt you and a lot of other black people across
This woman has
across
called.
this app with her fucking
Like, I mean,
platform.
I'm not gonna act like I'm an angel, right? Because people, people do unto others. You have others do unto you, right? So when you do stuff to me, I'm gonna do, stuff back to you. But Aunt Karen on here has called women who ain't did nothing to her roaches, black women.
Mm-hmm. And they like to actually, low-key, I'm not gonna lie, if you're a black American woman, there's a lot of black melanated immigrants who like to call us roaches. And so when y'all sit here, we all the world, I don't understand why you guys do that. They constantly disrespect us and give us their ass to kiss, and we just sit here and accept it, and then knowing that you won't accept it from the bitch down the street. That's crazy, because if I called another bitch a roach, she would either try to fuck me up. But y'all sit here and allow these immigrants to come in and disrespect us, male or female, and you accept it and you kiss their ass. And I'm not one for that. I say stand the fuck up. Have self-esteem in your fucking self. It's tired. People know you have low self-esteem and they're using it against you. Stand the fuck up. Stop being a low life. That's the reason why they call you a monkey. That's the reason they call you a baby mama. They talk so much shit. And you
we don't
tell
call
us
them around. We don't do that around here. But
that's
she is part of Conscious Lee's inner circle.
Mm-hmm.
The whole fold thing that I put the video up explaining who the fold is and who started the fold between Conscious Lee and the rest of them fools. She does the same thing as Conscious Lee. She exploits black people, again, running around here screaming she's pro-black, married outside of her race. So she is no different from Conscious Lee. She's just a female.
And
if that's the case, also judging by what he looked like, I'm assuming she's not even pro-Muslim. I'm just gonna say.
But remember, Muslim and race they're two different.
No,
Here's
what
my
I'm saying
thing, though.
is,
But my thing
no,
is,
no, no.
right, let me say this.
It's a religion, right? It's a religion,
Yes,
right?
it's a religion. So here's my thing.
Okay, so I wasn't looking at it like that. I was looking at, is he Muslim?
So Aunt Karen was on here, right, before she converted back to Muslim, right, to be a Muslim woman. This is before she got married. And then, all of a sudden, this was all a ploy. She's using it to grift, to make money, just like Consciously is using pro-blackness. She basically got on here, made a video talking about how people were doxing her and calling her the sin N-word and this and stuff, and posting her pictures with her hijab on. Ma'am, all your videos up on your profile, you don't have your hijab on, showing your hair. Why didn't you take down all those videos then if you cared so much about your religion?
Mm-hmm.
But you don't. Because
And
it's so
again, that's
evident.
something that I do know that you're not supposed to show your hair, but only to your husband.
Your husband, yeah.
I-
And one thing I don't like is I'm just tired of, I'm really, really sick of it. Black Americans, stop having people play you in your fucking face because you want to be nice and we're giving because these people are really coming over here to sung you. They disrespecting you and you the only ones that's being nice. And I'm tired of that shit. If you sung me, nigga, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. What the fuck? Stop letting people do that shit.
Dr. Sharma brought that up. That
Hold
was
on
my
one second.
Expectations are different for men versus women.
Mrs. Doctor, she's
Dr.
coming up.
Sharma.
Okay.
Oh Lord. Okay.
And
Sure.
and I might seem like I'm middle of the road.
She wanted to. I'm gonna let her speak because
I'm sorry.
Hi everybody. I just happened to scroll through and picked up on the conversation, so I don't know the context of everything else. But I heard you guys asking about marriage in the Muslim religion, and I am not Muslim. I'm actually Christian and Lutheran, but a significant number of people in my family are Muslim. So you're supposed to marry within the religion. So that's number one. Number two, you are not supposed to initiate dating. You have a person that's assigned to you called a wali. And that's basically like if you think of like a godparent, but like times 1,000. So it's their job to guide you and to kind of scope out like who would be good for the woman or the guy to marry. So it's kind of like matchmaking, but not completely.
What happened?
it's doing the same thing it did to you. So when she come back up, just tell her to turn her camera on and off like you did.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, here she go.
Oops, I don't know what that was, but so they make the connection and
It's
then
not you. It's TikTok. Turn your camera on and then turn it back off
oh, okay, hold on.
because it's gonna wind up kicking you out the room again. Well, tell her how to do it. So, but I don't know how you did it. I think that's how you did it.
Okay, hopefully that'll work. So once they make the connection, then individuals can meet and do like not like we date, but they can connect and see if they're a good match for each other. So it's not complete matchmaking where you have to be with that person. So that's how that part is supposed to work. Now we know it doesn't always go that way. Sometimes you might meet somebody, especially in this society, and then you could talk to your wali and be like, hey, like I'm kind of sort of looking at that person. So that's more the Americanized thing. Now the exception to that.
It's gonna do it to her again. It just kicked her out again. I don't know how you did it, so but it stopped doing that where you go.
Completely out of the app and came back in. Because if she's got to turn the camera on, did she turn the camera on and off?
Yeah, I
didn't
did that, but
see
let me
it.
try it again.
Ma'am, turn your camera on. You don't have to show nothing, and then turn it right back
there you
off.
go.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay, hopefully that'll work. So,
She's good now. It shouldn't drop you out.
That's supposed to be, huh?
You're good.
Oh, okay. So, now, so that's the more like Americanized way sometimes if somebody sees somebody that you're interested in, et cetera. Now, the only exception that they do have is for men. Men can potentially marry someone outside of the religion as long as they're part of another Abrahamic religion. So like a Christian or a Jewish person. Of course, they're supposed to become like one. So the woman would typically be expected to convert. It's kind of like not explicitly like spelled out, but that's the expectation because you're supposed to worship in a particular way, etc., etc. So those are the things that I know about how that dynamic works. You know, like I said, I'm Christian, but I have a lot of family members and I'm a studier of religion. So but let me add the caveat: how things are supposed to be versus how they end up being. That's a different conversation.
Exactly. Yep.
So I'm gonna
I
go back
appreciate
down to the
you
comments.
educating
All right.
us.
Thank you, Doctor.
But it's kind of something that I had already knew, but I didn't know, for sure. But I know that this man is not Muslim. Karen married him, and he's a whole racist.
Oh well,
She
look,
met him
I'm
in a
going.
racist group chat of
I'm gonna
Misfits
mind my
Patriot.
black business and go
And
back down in the
again,
comments.
she was already being called out when she so-called converted to Islam, right? Everybody remember that. Everybody was calling her out saying this is fake. You doing it as a fashion show. And she didn't take it seriously. Had her hair showing out and everything else. Oh, somebody wanted to come up. But again, this is somebody else that's exploiting another religion, the black community, and literally playing in people's faces. Because I don't find this shit funny. Miss Marie, turn your camera on and then turn it back off because it's going to kick you out if not.
I find people play in our faces all the time. I think like people love to play in Black
You
American
good now,
people's
Miss
faces.
Marie?
She's muted. You're mute. We can't
You're
hear
on
you.
mute.
I was just talking shit over here. Y'all don't mind me. I'm over here in my bonnet and I've been drinking all night. So I'm just here for moderation purposes only.
I about to say she on tipsy mode.
Yeah. I'm just here for moderation purposes only. So, all right, I'll go ahead and turn off my microphone and my camera.
No, but I get what you're saying. Like it's just not real.
She's the best.
It's not real. Like a lot of this shit's not real. And then when people call you out on it, like when you say she's in conscious lead camp, I'm just like, what? Y'all don't even realize that a lot of the people who get pushed
Definitely in conscious lead camp. A lot of these, and if y'all ever notice a lot of these creators that I say, that stick together and are mutuals, they all give the same message. They don't never go against the grain.
they gang.
If you knew anything about the whole situation when it happened to the young lady that was assaulted with the brick, listen to all of their reactions to when they found out that she was, possibly lying and everything. They
Blaze,
all said the same thing.
Blaze didn't.
I'm not
Trump
apologizing
take
for
it for her?
believing a black woman, right? But they apologized to a man that sexually assaulted, I speak, sexually assaulted a woman, creator on this app. They know he's lying. After he already apologized to what he did for walking in the bathroom on this woman.
Blaze.
Consciously knows. Aunt Karen knows. T. Nathan knows. T. Nathan said he wanted to put him in a box for doing that. Not only did he sexually assault somebody else, allegedly there was 2 creators that he sexually assaulted that they covered up. And Consciously was right there with him.
Blaze, didn't he like do a video like sticking up for that situation that happened? I was just like he tried to double down on it, and then he had to renege it because so many people was like she lying, type shit. I thought that's what happened.
I'm sorry, bro. This is a black space. We only dealing with black people on this issue.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Are you talking about the lady that was assaulted with the brick?
No.
Yeah, because she lied, and he was sitting here going heavy and condemning black men and this and that, and I was just like, okay, like to me, I knew the bitch was lying. I said, because if you was hit with a brick, where's the blood? I was like, there would be at least some type of blood. I didn't see none, but I mean, maybe I just didn't see it from the angle that I got. But wasn't he like once he found out that she got,
I mean, that's a whole long story. We had that whole conversation. Again, Consciously is one of the people that wants to push the war between the gender war between black men and black women to separate us even further. Because again, he don't give a fuck about the
and I
black
think
home,
he's getting
obviously,
paid.
because he doesn't have one.
No, I think he's
Right?
actually getting paid.
And that's what he's the same thing that he said, T. Nathan said, I Speak said, Patrick Gentry said. They all said the same thing, because there's a video I'll put it back up from somebody that used to be in their group, they're called The Fold, where they use groupthink. They all get together on these Zoom calls and get all on the same accord to push the same message. They do it across this app. They've been doing it for the last 3 years.
Here's my thing, right? With that whole thing with the brick lady, I mean, they're not the only ones pushing an agenda, right? But same way, like, you know how they're pushing an agenda, the division between
Not at all.
and black women. You also have these dudes on the other side that's pushing their thing, whatever the hell they're pushing. And at the end of the day, these are the same dudes that were standing up for
Because
Tory.
black women can be, just like black women get exploited, the black men get exploited too on this app, bro. You right. So
But that's my point.
there are black men on this app that are exploiting black men.
My point is,
They doing the same thing that Consciously, I Speak, and the rest of them doing. They just doing it to the black man.
my point is, right, they exploiting it because
My bad. So go ahead.
other day when I was on the panel, right, I ended up leaving because all of a sudden now wasn't a black woman because she's Somali, but these are the same dudes that was defending Tory Lanez, who is not African American. He is Canadian. So explain it to me how you pick and choose who's black enough for you. Like,
well, Somalis don't go. Somalis will tell you that
I'm sorry.
they're white.
They are black
they're black. I don't care
presenting.
what they tell me.
And at the
when
end
I'm-
of the day, they are black. To me, that's just my opinion.
No, Kit Kat, I don't know. I mean, okay, they look black, but I ain't gonna lie. On their paperwork, their paperwork actually says white. And so when they try to tell y'all people that they're white,
Yeah, the
they're
paperwork
not
say
blind.
different, but I'm talking about at the end of the day, when they get pulled over by the police, they're going to be considered black. If they were to send us back to, our homeland, just the same way they brought us over there, they're going to be treated as black.
Wait,
but
hold
at
up.
the end of the day,
And also, a lot of
definitely,
people
we
don't
talking
even
about
want to be
genotype
considered.
shit. That's
They
something
don't.
different.
They don't even want to be considered with us. They like.
Okay, so I get that and all. I understand all of that, but let me see a Somali's passport and where it says white in it. I want to see that.
So hold up, but my question is, okay, so I understand that since the 1990s, many Middle Eastern countries, in particular, including North African nations, so Morocco, Algeria, Libya,
considered as white.
Tunisia, and Egypt, are classified as white by
They're
the
classified as
U.S.
white.
Census. I don't know
They
if
are.
it extends to Ethiopia or Somalia or Eritrea or Djibouti.
Can I speak?
I don't know if it
So hold
extends
on. Here in America, they're
From a
classified.
I don't know if it
standpoint.
extends to Ethiopia, but I do know it extends to Somalis.
So I'm asking
But I
about.
don't know
I'll
if it's
say this.
inclusive.
I live in Houston. I'm in the same city as Ro. And I can tell you
Hold on, let me
the
see where you go.
the Somalis here think they white.
They're white.
The
The
Somalis
paperwork.
here think they white.
Okay,
They're not.
No, I'm telling.
They ain't one of them.
I'm in Houston too. I'm trying to tell you, I can't
here's
speak
my-
on
so here's my-
Ethiopians,
I hear-
but their
Prove me wrong.
paperwork, they're classified as white. So when they tell you they're not black, they're white, they're not lying. Their paperwork says they're white. A lot of
Right.
black Americans don't know that.
okay.
But
Kitty
I
Cat,
know
what
it.
side of town you on?
SWAT,
Southwest, west, north?
yes. Southwest, you got it. When I said SWAT, yeah.
Southwest, all right. I'm far west. You know what I'm talking about. You know what's on the outside of Houston on far west.
So
Yeah. And I'm
Okay.
telling you, when I tell people this, a lot of black Americans think I'm tripping. I'm like, no, a lot of Somalians are actually classified as white
Yeah.
on paper.
The Somalis
Actually, even Dominicans are. Yeah, Dominicans are classified as white on paper. They don't
Yeah.
tell y'all niggas.
Now we
They'll
know that
tell
about
y'all.
Dominicans, though. We know that about Dominicans. They've
But
been
then, and when I
struggling with
tell
this
you, when I
whole
say
time.
that, I tell people, I say, when I tell people that, I'm like, these are people who they look just like you, but on paper they're classified as white. Somalis and certain Hispanic people from different countries are classified as white on paper. The Somalis ain't lying to you. To
Okay,
tell you
so
the truth, y'all just be offensive to it.
okay, so the point, like, and I hear all of that, right? I hear all of that. But in America, on the streets, if a cop gun them down, they ain't gonna be when they report it on the news. They ain't gonna say they white, no matter what the damn paperwork say. That's
It
just
does.
a fact.
No,
That's a
okay, that's
fact.
cool and
In
all.
America, it
I
ain't
agree
gonna.
with you.
They're not gonna sit here and say, "Oh." So I don't care what they want to say they are. The point is, when you look at them, it's just it does. I mean, come on now. It don't.
No, I get what you're saying, but this is what the government classified them as. That wasn't that. This is what the government.
But
They
are
can
they?
sit here and
The
yeah, the
census?
government classifies them Somalis as white.
Okay, I would only double check that
If you
because
really talk
have to
to,
double check
if
that
you
because I
really like,
doubt in
even the
America
Dominicans, if
they're
you really have a
classifying them as white
conversation
in
with
America.
Somali people, Dominican people, if you really have a real conversation, they don't tell you unless you know. But a lot of them, they'll sit here and say they're black,
but
but
Kit
on
Kat,
paper, they're
but Kit Kat,
white.
identification and how they're identified are two different things. But I don't know to what extent people are allowed to
Okay.
necessarily identify. So if you automatically come in here with Egyptian paperwork, you are classified as YT. Fact. I don't
What
know
I'm
if that.
saying is,
And as far
no,
as
what I'm
cultural identification, to your point about Dominicans, some, other, many Latino groups of people, because Hispanic and Latino is not considered to be a race, right? It's considered to be an ethnicity. So you are Hispanic non-black or Hispanic non-white, right? So the race still identifies with that. And if you identify as indigenous Latino, you would fall into like the indigenous category. So I'm only making the point of information as to not misinform, because in talking about race, because it does have political
no.
associations, to your point, like in dealing with, I don't know a lot of Ethiopia. I don't know a lot of East Africans other than Kenyans personally, and that they're not they black.
No, what I'm telling you is this. They say they black. They will say they're black in your face. But when it comes to the government paperwork, they're classified as white.
Exactly.
There's a lot of groups there's a lot of groups that's doing that. And you'll sit here and look like, well, he's black. No, that's the reason why sometimes these cops, when they pull them over, once they run their paperwork, they check. A lot of these melanated immigrants who are coming over here are really telling you, yeah, we black. But on they documents, they're white. They just not telling you that.
So
You
I
have
agree
to
with
read
you.
it.
So I know that a lot of Ethiopians sometimes
Let me say this real quick, right? So you're right.
And I don't get this from Africans. I don't get this from no the Caribbeans. I never get this from Caribbeans, but I don't get this from Africans. But there are certain African groups. I'm trying to tell you, they'll sit there and say they black in your face. Paperwork wise, it doesn't say that.
Kit Kat, I'm gonna let you know right now. Yeah, you're right that they're according to they're classified as that, but not in the U.S. Like I said, the United States government does not
No.
treat neither one of them.
No,
as
they
such.
are.
No,
they are.
They do that.
No,
My
they
sister-
are.
My sister
Oh
works at the food stamp office here in Houston, and she
Mhm.
tells me all the time, the Dominicans, the Haitians, the Cubans, they come in and they mark YT on their
White.
paperwork. So when she
White.
process their paperwork,
They can,
and they sit
guess what?
dead
They should
ass in
they
front
should
of
be
her.
found for fraud because it says it right
It-
here on the NIH
no,
website.
what we're trying to tell you is it's a real thing. There are black immigrants who are coming into this country, and you're sitting
Like
there
I
saying,
said, my
we all
sister works
brothers.
at the food stamp office, so when they come over here, they classify themselves as YT, not
Right.
black.
Yes, they do. They do. And I've had some admit this to me. They don't sit here. They say black in your face. But when it comes to that paperwork say white. And a lot of black Americans don't know it, and they don't even want to accept it. I realized it. I accepted it. And I was like, okay, cool. Because I had some of them tell me that there was Hispanics who even fought to be white in the 60s. I'm trying to tell you, a lot of melanated immigrants who are coming over here, they play black in your face, But when it comes to that government document, it's gonna say white.
But I don't think we're arguing that point. Like, say using Cubans as an example,
No,
because
I'm not arguing that point. The point is, I said the government doesn't you can say the food stamp place is doing it all you want to, all these other places, but I'm based on the government the website I just read. They're not. They can be classified in their home country, but the U.S. does not recognize them as white.
So food
That's
stamps is
what
not
it
government.
says. That's why the cops won't
Well,
recognize them as
okay.
white. Nobody gonna recognize
It
them as
does
white.
not
Food stamps,
matter.
when they go in to file for food stamps, it's them and the social worker that they sit in front of.
Well, contact your state people
No.
and tell them, because then that's fraud. That's what that
Baby,
is.
I'm in Texas.
And maybe
It's-
it, and
care that
maybe it
much.
is fraud, but I'm telling you
Abbott ain't
that a
about to
lot
do
of
nothing
them
here.
are classified as white on paper. On
Abbott is
paper.
not about to do nothing here.
but I think that I don't.
And they don't tell.
There's no
Miss
disagreement on
Sherry?
that. That people can pick.
Miss Sherry, you get what I'm coming from, because I know what you know. They are literally sitting here saying, I'm black. But when it comes time to deal with the government, I'm white on paper, and that's what they're doing. And that's been doing it for a long time.
But there is a good percentage of them that do this. They really
Yes.
do. My like I said,
They
my
don't tell
sister
you.
work at the food stamp office, so when they get over here, they're sitting in her cubicle applying for social services, and she tells me all the time they classify themselves as white. She been there for 10
Exactly.
years. She been there for 10
And-
years.
And the crazy thing is, to me, is how did even Black Americans not know this? When I found out, I was like, oh, you Black in my face, but when it comes to the government, you white on paper. That's the reason why a lot of them are being able to sit here. They're dipping and dabbling, so they'll sit here and get benefits that Black Americans get. But they can sit here and get certain things that white people get. But a lot of Black Americans who've been here for centuries or whatever, they don't know. But a lot of them and Black immigrants who are coming into the state, they're classifying themselves as white on paper. It's not a lie. I'm not lying about it. I've known about it. And Sherry, you get what I'm saying too.
A lot of Black immigrants. So what do you mean a lot of Black immigrants? You mean Black Somalis? What do you mean when you say a lot of Black immigrants?
Like I will say, like it depends on the country. I have not able to witness everything. I have not seen people of the Caribbeans, like Jamaicans or whatever, like get that. But I've seen like Africans. I've seen them. I've seen them for myself.
So you're saying
Depending
the
on the
government is allowing immigrants that are Black to come in this country and classify themselves as white. That's what you're saying.
Who
On paper, yes.
box
On
on
paper?
paperwork? Who
Yes.
is going
Don't
to
believe
stop
that.
them from checking the box on the paperwork? Nobody.
Yes. Nobody. Yeah. They are doing that. Yeah. They're doing it.
They're getting a green card. I don't believe that. Trust me, they're not.
You don't have to
They're
believe
not.
it. You just
They're
gotta
not.
research it.
They're not. Let me see their green cards then. If it says white
It
on it,
doesn't
then I believe
matter.
you. Until I see a green card, I don't believe none of that. Maybe the food stamp.
You
on it, I
have
don't believe all that.
Let me
Hispanics who talk
tell
take
you,
my
they ain't
sister
doing
up
that.
so she could tell
They ain't doing
y'all.
that.
Please
They-
do. Because
you
she
can-
she can is she
Let me
hitting
go
the
wake
shit?
her ass up. Hold on, I'll be back.
Telling me ain't
Please
gonna prove
do.
nothing to me. You gotta
Because
show that to
you
me.
have
That's what that
Hispanics
would be.
who are
You
of
can
all
tell
different
me all
races
day
who
till
come
you
over
blue in
here.
the face.
No.
But
That ain't
Sophie,
gonna
if
prove
you're
nothing.
not working with this
So-
population, if you're not dealing with this population, then you won't know.
You won't know. You won't know. I'm trying to tell you, there are a lot of different immigrants who look like us who come into the States and classify themselves as white on paper. And they look at you, Black power. That's what they do. And that's what they've been doing.
I don't believe that. It's gonna be. We can move on.
Sheree, you get what I'm coming from, right? Because I know you know.
That's not a lie, but I think that when does that necessarily matter other than we're talking
Now,
representation in the country? And that's when it matters when you look at the statistics. So when you look at the fact that, and somebody can double check census wise, I'm leaning on the census only because it's something that actually counts the entire country. And you do get to identify with how you identify with racially. So 16.6% of the population identifies as, Hispanic or Latino. And then African Americans, I think it's like 13.5. But certainly were you to dig into people that classified as any of the other groups that didn't self-select African American, it does make it seem like there are less people that identify as black in the country than may phenotypically identify. So yes, you would walk around a country and be like, yo, I see all this sub-Saharan melanatedness, but yet, or not even sub-Saharan, but even above Saharan, because there are lots of people that are above the Sahara or Saharan adjacent that do in fact look like me or darker than me, right? So you look at places like, what is that? Oh my God, Sudan, right? So Sudan, the coin can flip any way because Egyptians by nationality are classified as white tea, and the 5 countries that are in North Africa, by definition in the U.S. Census, are classified as white tea. So sub-Saharan African countries,
Hey,
I
I'll
don't
say
know how
this.
that plays out because I've never gone through INS. My citizenship is here because I was born here, but I do know
One
many
second,
people
y'all. To
immigrated.
Mr. GS, you just came in the
That's
live.
that's
Just turn
Lewis.
your camera on and then turn it off real quick because the live is going to keep kicking you out as glitching. So the only reason there you go. Just turn it right back off. We want to keep it on this
Hey,
up here.
Kit Kat,
Thanks, bro.
Kit Kat,
shocked
I
that
woke my
people don't
sister
know.
up. Kit Kat, I woke my sister. She's sitting right here. And like I said, she's been working as a social service worker for over 10 years. Tasha, don't these immigrants, Somalis, don't they classify themselves as white? Can you speak to that?
Well, I can't speak on Somalis because I haven't interviewed Somalis, but Cubans, I can. We have an influx of Cuban immigrants in Houston, and they check Blanco.
Exactly.
They
A lot
can
of these
be, well,
Blanco.
Cubans can be
When
white.
and
Well,
you know,
Cubans
a
can
lot
be
of them.
white.
I
So
mean, they have classism in colorism in Cuba as well, and I mean they be as dark as me, but they check Blanco.
exactly.
They
Yep.
check Blanco. They classify
Thank you.
themselves as white,
A
and
lot of them do.
a lot of them, a lot of them do, and it's like it's not like some of them, it's like all of them. I mean, it's not like some of them, it's like all of them. I mean, I'll work lobby, and what that means is like I do face to face interviews, and I'm looking at you, and I'm like, really? But it's on your application. That's what you classify as, or what have you. But
And you can't do nothing about it, right?
I can't do anything about it. That's what they classify as.
Boom.
So I put it on there, and and I take their ID and I image their ID. So the next person that interviews them, they're gonna see their ID, but they classify as white. They put Blanco
Sharice,
all day.
Sharice, I knew you was telling the truth because I already know. I've been studying. I've been talking to these immigrants. They tell me once they realize I know, they be like, "Oh yeah, I'm white on paper. I just sit here and pretend to be black amongst y'all." But that's what
Exactly.
they do. I knew that.
And I don't know why that's so hard to believe, but these are the things that they do. These are the things that they do.
And I will go forward to say that a lot of times it's
My
not so
thing is
much
this:
the
why
men.
do they
Hold
need
on
to
a second.
class?
Let
I
her
mean,
finish,
why do they
please.
need to act like
Let
they
her
black in front of
finish.
black people? I mean, I know we
Can you?
lit and all. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody want to be the fuck black, but why
Can you,
y'all
she
need
was.
to pretend? If y'all going to classify yourself as white on paper, just be there, be
I
over
agree.
there.
And
You know
I don't
why?
get that.
I will go
Because
as
they can. You know why? Because they're double dipping. They're double dipping. They sit here playing to the black Americans string hearts, and they can sit here get all this type of rep, like benefit, and then they can sit here go to the white person. But a lot of them are double dipping. I thought y'all knew this.
you know what?
I'm really shocked
Honestly,
that y'all.
Kit Kat, I will
Can I
be as
can I
forward.
say can
I
I
would be as
interject? Can
forward
I
as to
interject if y'all
say.
don't mind?
Honestly,
What'd you
Kit
Can
say?
I
Kat, I would
interject
be
if
as
y'all don't
forward
mind?
as to say that they
All
don't
right, right
even
after Miss Marie, I'll
double
let you
dip.
speak, bro.
They don't even double dip.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
mean, honestly, they come into my office and they look down on me as a black woman. I can, you could tell when somebody feels uncomfortable, and they look at me, and as a black woman, providing them with these benefits or what have you, they even look down on me. They like,
Yes.
honestly, I would say they look at me like I'm a nigga.
Mm.
They look at me as a nigga, but you know what I'm saying? And I don't present as such. I'm a professional. Like Cheryl said, I've worked for the organization, Health and Human Services, for 10 years, 10 plus years. I'm a working professional, but you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. It's not so much the men as it is the women. The women, they come in there and, and then they're wearing,
Hijabs.
clothes, they're wearing, name brand clothing or what have you, because that's how they do it in Cuba. You know what I mean? They pride themselves on looking good and
Presenting yourself.
wearing name brand or what have you. But you come to the States, and you say you need food stamps or what have you. But I digress.
So I was right. A lot of these niggas are sitting here coming from different countries, sitting here looking like you, but guess what? They're coming in classified as white on paper. And a lot of y'all niggas don't even fucking know it.
Yes, ma'am. They do.
Go ahead,
And
Mr.
I've been
GS. I'm
here.
gonna
I was
let
like,
this
we
brother
just on the
go
mountaintop.
because he wanted to speak. Go ahead, Mr. GS.
I got a question for the ladies on the panel that's having this great debate. Why do y'all justify yourselves as African American, but y'all still talking about the immigrants from Africa coming,
Oh, I don't.
but y'all justify yourselves as hold on, sweetheart, let me finish. Why do you justify yourselves as African American when y'all was born here, but yet y'all still want to hold that first African American, right? So if we go back and if we go back to history, you're not African, right? Because of what I'm listening to, you're not African, because what I'm listening to is they wear their hijabs, they wear the African robes, they do what they do. So for me to listen to y'all and take heed to what y'all saying about, and then you want to sit here. Oh, I'm not just talking about any of you ladies in particular. For y'all to say I'm African American and to down the people that want to be free just like you are free, what is the difference, right? So if you could sit here and say, I'm African American, guess what? You just took on two titles.
Mm-hmm. You did.
And when you take on two titles, you have to live by it. If not, just say I'm black. I'm
Baby.
and I also want to touch on something. I also want to touch on the Cubans, the Haitians. I want to touch on the Puerto Ricans. We all come from the same place, right? We African Latinos. We African descent, right? But
Mm.
for the
All of
sake of
y'all.
this conversation, I just want to understand when y'all say I'm African American, but yet the audacity for y'all to say these people come here, these Africans come here to reap the same benefits, but yet you reap the same benefits and say I'm African American.
Mm-hmm.
How do you justify that?
All right, can I go? Can I go? Let me spill. My grandmother, my great grandmother on both sides never claimed African American. That was pushed on us by Jesse Jackson. And if people don't even research it, Jesse Jackson's a Cherokee Indian and he's in the fucking tribe. He pushed this on us because it was supposed to be that we forget who we are. I have never claimed to be African American. I don't claim that shit. I never did. Personally, me. I have no ties to Africa. I have no connection to Africa. I never want to go to Africa. That's personally me. Can't speak for anybody else. But when you sit here and say that, I'm like, my people told me who they were. I can sit here and tell you the tribe I come from. I have no ties to no fucking Africa. So when y'all sit here and talk that, y'all have to realize there were Black Americans here before even 1492. We've been here. So when y'all sit here and talk all that bullshit, I'm like, it's funny to me. Because I can go to my grandmother and say, I can trace my people back to the 1700s alone. Can people do that? And you gonna sit here, when I'm tracing them back, I'm sitting here doing the research. Can you sit here and beat me out? Are you sitting here saying I just came on a slave ship? I'm telling you that the slave narrative, it didn't happen the way people claim it happened, bruh. My people told me, and my ancestors, my grandmama told me the truth. I don't claim no African American. I don't even like to be called African American. That's personally me. I can't speak for nobody else, but I'm telling you, nah, bruh. I can sit here and trace my people back to the 1700s on this land. They weren't even slaves. Boom. It's called sitting here getting paperwork, going to the courthouse. They have your paperwork if you was.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Okay, so like when you go to fill out some paperwork, sweetheart, what are you filling out? You know,
I'm not filling
African
out paperwork.
American,
What I'm sitting here saying,
American.
I'm not filling out
I'm
paperwork.
asking you a question. Hold on, sweetheart. Hold on, because I don't want to argue with you. What I'm asking you is, what box are you checking to say who you identify as? What box are you checking?
Well, I mean, it depends. Sometimes I say other. Sometimes I say,
No, hold on.
oh,
It don't depend on nothing. No, it don't depend on nothing. You said what you said. What box are you checking? That box should already be in the top of your mind anytime you go check something. What box are you checking?
it depends because they reclassify my people. And that's the reason that a lot of my
I'm
people
asking you
are
a
being
simple
considered African
question,
American,
sweetheart.
whatever, or Black.
No, I'm asking you a simple question, sweetheart.
Okay,
What
okay.
box are you checking?
Either I will sit here and check other, Black American, like African American, American Indian, whatever. Depends on how I feel. And I come
I'm
in, when I
asking you a
come in, I'll
question.
be like,
What
I know.
box? And this
And why
and
does
this
it
is
matter
what
what
the
box?
problem is.
No,
I'm
the
asking
problem
you a
is that
simple
y'all don't
question.
sit here and
And
research your own fucking
everybody,
family lineage. No, can't. All
no,
right, tell
first
me
of
your
all, I
fifth
know
grade
where I'm
grandmother's name.
from.
Tell me your fifth grade
I'm
grandmother's
introducing it.
name. Can you tell me your fifth grade grandmother's name?
Of course, because I got that from the census. The back in and I
All
think
right, so what's
somebody
the
said
name?
that from my census back in 1950. I already know where my
All right,
people come
what's the
from,
name?
right? So I get
What's
it,
the
but I'm
name?
asking you a simple question. It's Pratt,
And I'm asking you one too.
PRATTS. Okay, I'm asking you a simple question. What box do you check?
I haven't had to check a box in a while. So what are you talking about? I haven't had to check no box.
So you never checked the census box? You never did nothing for nobody? Like they never asked you a question? No way, shape, or form. When you go to the
No,
hospital, you get
I
checked.
haven't been to the
They
hospital.
don't ask you.
I
So
haven't
you
been to
never
the
been to the hospital a day in
hospital.
your life.
All right, cool. So I haven't been to the hospital. So what else are you looking for?
I'm asking you, what box do you check?
I'm asking you,
If that
okay,
was
I'm
the
asking you, okay, here's the thing. All right, cool.
all
What
right.
box have you
See, I
I
got you
haven't had to
stuck.
check no fucking
Okay,
box. I haven't had to
go
check no
ahead,
fucking
Blaze.
box because I sit here, I haven't had to check no box in years. What are you talking about? So what are you asking me for? I just say
It's
who the
plain
fuck
and
I am.
simple.
I said my tribe and everything. Like, what the fuck? I don't have to check no
What
fucking box.
tribe? What tribe you with? What tribe
I,
you
have
with?
I ain't gonna tell you that. I ain't telling nobody in my tribe. I ain't about to put my people out there like that. I'm not doing that.
Okay. I mean,
But I have a tribe.
you good.
Okay, Mr. Diaz, go ahead.
Yeah,
And
you good.
I just want you. I want you to get to your point. Let me know where you're going with this. I just want you to go ahead and go with that.
Where I'm going with this, Blaze, is a lot of people talk about certain things and they don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like you have 6 boxes, right? 6, 7 boxes. You have other. You have Caucasian. You have Hispanic, Latino. You have Native. You have all these boxes. My
Mm-hmm.
only question is, this is my question. What box did you check
Here's
for people to understand who
my
you
I
question.
have
are?
very
That's
Hold
to
my
on,
actually
Kit
only.
Kat.
check.
Kit Kat, hold on. So here's my question, right? Because you made a
Okay, I
statement.
will say this, all right? I know a lot of people, even when they get asked those questions and check those boxes, get offended because they don't go by the government classification. So a lot of people
Exactly.
do check other for the simple fact that they don't want to check
Right.
anything.
Okay. So,
So can
and
y'all hear
that's
me?
fine,
But I said
Blaze.
other. Did I not
So
say
my
other?
thing is,
Can
so Blaze, my thing is, okay, so then what is your other? What is your other?
so here's my question. I was asking before Blaze interrupted me.
Well, I can't answer that. What I'm saying is they check other because they don't really want to answer that question. They don't go by government classification. They don't
You
subscribe
still
to
have
that.
to go by it.
Some people just don't want to do it. They don't classify as anything. They classify as
Exactly.
human.
We don't go by
I've
them.
seen that
We
before.
don't go
But
by
I
their
can't say
loot,
that
their
that's
laws.
what I check, but
No,
I've seen
no,
it.
you justifying you.
No, what I'm saying
No.
is
That's
this.
just a
If I talk to my
justification,
people, they don't go
right?
like my people are called something that they didn't even want to be called. We don't go by that. It just is what it is. So yeah, sometimes I just check whatever I want at the fill of the day. Yeah, I have options because people think I'm black or African American, and I have other options that can prove that I'm something else. So I just check what the fuck I want to check, but I'm not gonna tell you because you're not part of the fucking tribe.
So can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? Anybody?
Yes,
Yes,
we can
sir.
hear you.
Okay, so what I was asking
Yeah, go ahead, so we can hear you.
before Blaze interrupted me earlier. So you asked her what box she checks, right? So are you Puerto Rican?
I'm Puerto Rican and black. Yes, sir.
So what box do you check?
I put other, and at the bottom, I put Hispanic and black.
Okay, so for you, right, that's how that works, right? And that's what you do. But I can almost guarantee you that majority of y'all are Puerto Rican, because not all of y'all are Tejano bloodline, because some of y'all are Spaniards
Yes,
too.
we are
Let's keep
we
that.
are
Let's keep that.
Tainos.
Let's
Yes,
keep
we
that
are.
100.
Let's
A lot
keep
of
that
y'all are
100.
Spaniards. A lot of y'all are white too. So we ain't gonna play that game. Just like the Dominicans. Some of y'all
Okay,
don't have
so
the
then
ancestry.
okay,
Some of y'all is white tea.
okay, so let's
Just
talk
like the
about
Cubans.
let's
Some
talk
of y'all are
about
white teas. Okay, that's just to keep it 100. Don't forget, you got to know the history too,
okay.
right? Spaniards used to consider
Just I'm gonna let him finish, brother, and I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that's what I'm saying. So because all Puerto Ricans, all Dominicans, they're not all African ancestry. So when people go around pushing that narrative, for me, I'm gonna call it full stop. That's cap. Not all of y'all is African ancestry, because not all of y'all gonna get no pass to go around using N words and all this, none of this nonsense. Because y'all not all black.
No, we get that pass.
Some of y'all
We
is
get that
white.
pass.
Some of y'all is white tea.
Okay. Okay, so let's go to this narrative. If you really want to switch the narrative, I can switch it for you. You ready?
You can't switch nothing.
You ready, King?
You can't switch nothing for me. I mean,
Hold on, King. Are you
but
ready?
Go ahead, bro.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm going out.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Because I'm going to switch the whole narrative for you. So two black people have an albino kid. Is that kid white or is the kid black?
that's a genetic. Sir, I'm not even going to entertain your stupidity. I'm not.
I'm asking you a question. That's not stupidity. I'm asking you a simple question.
Was
You said some of them are
was
white.
Michael Jackson black or white?
And then,
Was Michael Jackson black or white?
come on,
Yeah,
come on, man.
stupidity.
Come on
You're
now.
stupidity. You go ask
You
me if
taking
two
it to a
black people have
different.
an
You
albino
taking it
child,
to
is it black or white?
a
That's
different
fucking
level.
ignorant and
I could
stupid,
show
sir.
you. I could show you I could show you brothers that's darker than
But here's
you,
the
and
thing,
you be
though:
like,
albinos
yeah.
don't even really look like white people. So what's your argument? Because they really don't.
Exactly.
I have
What
an
I'm,
albino
what I,
cousin who got pinky
no,
dreads and everything. He's just a lighter
hold
skinned
on.
nigga. What are you talking about?
I'm not saying that. What
No,
I'm
no, but I
saying
have
is,
an albino
he's
cousin
saying,
who look like a nigga. He just look like a
no,
albino ass nigga.
hold on. Let me justify what I'm saying. He's saying, you know, there's whites in the Hispanic community.
There is white in the
With the Puerto
There is.
Ricans and Cubans and all this other place. I
There
get
is.
it and I understand it.
Y'all
And I
actually
get
have
it and
a
I understand it.
phrase in the Hispanic community to lighten up and whiten up the race. There is. Call it as quiet as it's kept. Maybe you more the brown side person, but let's keep this a buck. Y'all sit here
First of
as
all, I don't even want to
Hispanic.
listen to you because you don't even know what box you checking. Let me talk to this
No, I
brother
know
right
what
here.
box I'm
I'm
checking.
gonna
I
get
ain't tell you what
Blaze.
box
I'm
I'm
gonna
checking.
roll out because I'm not listening to this clown. Good night.
You know
No,
what?
you the
You
damn
might be
clown.
right. I might
You
might
over
have to leave.
here.
I'm leaving behind him too. Because at the end of the day,
Yeah,
I know
because
what box I'm checking. I didn't tell you what box I was checking. I know what box I'm checking. But you want
no,
what
because
you
y'all
trying.
always talking about, oh, I'm African American, and then when y'all
What
bump
is
into a
African
real African
American? Sir,
American,
you
y'all be
cannot
like,
be two
oh, okay,
continents. You
what that
cannot
mean?
be legally, you cannot be two continents. Legally, you
For
cannot
real?
be
I
two
can't.
continents. No.
So if I post up my
So that's the
DNA
reason
test
why
right here,
niggas that's
would
the
you
reason
be
why people
upset?
get killed in the street.
Would you be upset? Would you be
Get
upset
a
if I
Black
post up
Laws
my
dictionary,
DNA test
sir,
right
and then
here?
get back to me. How about that? I have a Black Laws
Oh,
dictionary,
okay.
and it will tell you all the
Listen, if
definitions
I
of what the
post up
word
my
they
DNA
speak in
test right
legalese. How
here,
about you get
you're
back
gonna
to me
be
on that?
super
But other than
upset.
that, until you get a Black Laws
You're gonna be
dictionary and
super
actually
upset.
research that
Cause
shit
y'all
and what
sound
words
dumb.
actually mean
Anytime
in
y'all
the
be like,
government,
oh, I don't want to
we ain't
be
got we
African
have nothing to talk
American
about.
and all that. Like, come on,
Yeah,
man.
I'm dropping
My
out
bad,
because
Blaze. I had to drop. I had to tell them people about themselves.
you didn't tell nobody about
My bad,
themselves.
Blaze.
You show how stupid and ignorant
Come
you
on,
are.
man. Yeah. Okay. Hmm.
All right, hold on. All right, so again, I'm gonna state this again for my live. Sorry, Miss Kit Kat. It's okay to have a difference of opinion over here, but the disrespect is not necessary. And I don't want that over here. We can have dialogue, and again,
Respect. He came
everybody
with
can have a
disrespect.
difference of
He was
opinion.
trying to be
Don't
hostile.
mean you right either.
I didn't say I was
But
right. What
I
I'm
would
saying is
prefer
he came with
everybody keep it
disrespect and he was
respectful.
being hostile.
Thank you, Miss Kit Kat, for keeping it respectful. And my man, I get what I'm trying to hear what you're saying, but just leave the disrespectful stuff out. Go ahead, y'all. Disrespectful stuff out. Go ahead, y'all. Disrespectful stuff out. Okay, I can't hear anybody if y'all talking, so I don't know what's going on.
Nah, ain't nobody talking, King. It's
Rose, my sister
let
want
me
to
tell you,
request back up. So
I stand two
she
toes
gonna
down,
try to
man.
Sit
Like,
here
request to
and
get back
change
in the
up the
box.
energy, trying to be like, I don't
She
know,
can come back up,
all
Miss
that.
Marie.
Thank
Yeah, let her
you.
come back up because Duke came over here and changed up the energy. That's why people started dropping.
no, I ain't changing up the energy. I'm
Nah,
just giving
okay, so
y'all
why
my,
did two people
my
drop
history.
when why did two people drop when you came on? How about that?
Because I gave them my real facts.
And you was speaking bullshit. That just is what it is.
How am I speaking
Nah, you was
BS?
speaking bullshit, nigga. Don't
Oh,
come for me.
see, now I gotta be that. Now I gotta be that. Okay.
No, you ain't gotta be that.
See
No,
what I
you ain't
mean?
gotta be that. No, you ain't gotta be that. You ain't gotta be that.
Damn, like, I ain't disrespect you no way, shape, or form. You know, it's a great dialogue. You know,
Nah, but don't come for me and
we
then
can do
don't
the
think I'm
whole
not gonna
thing
sit
back
here.
and forth.
Nah,
I'm
nah,
not coming for you.
you did.
I'm not. I didn't come for you, Kit
If you
Kat.
wanted to ask me
Not
a question, you
one
could.
time did
Nah,
I say your name.
you was talking to me.
Oh, so I have another
You
question. Is Jennifer Lopez black?
Both of y'all turn y'all cameras on and off because it's gonna kick y'all out if y'all don't.
Like my Jamaican fellow, he's here. Like don't. Like I'm just saying. Like I don't tolerate disrespect. I will disrespect you too.
Is Jennifer Lopez black?
No,
I ain't never disrespect
I'm asking
nobody,
the Puerto
no
Rican.
nah,
way,
you
shape, or
did.
form.
Is
You did
Jennifer is Jennifer Lopez black?
I never got wind of it that she
Bruh.
was. So I'm confused. Like maybe she got some land shot.
No. Wait, Kit Kat, because I want him to. Is she black?
Oh.
Bro, I'm not even talking
Oh
to you
yeah,
no
because
more,
she
man. Go
apologized
ahead,
for
man.
using the N-word in that song, right? Because she ain't black. So what you talking about?
1 second. Miss Marie, tell her to turn her camera on and off because it's going to kick her out the room.
She
Kick her out the
doesn't
live.
have followers to turn on her camera. I just tried for her.
Hmm.
But anyway, going back to Kit Kat, because I ain't never want to disrespect you no way, shape,
You
or form.
did though.
I was
You
just
came at
giving
me
you my
very
point of
aggressive. Yeah,
view.
you did. No, you did. No, you did. No, you did. That somebody else had to stick up for me. Yeah, you did.
No, I'm not worried about this dude right here next
No,
to you.
no, I'm saying
No, what
no.
I'm
I didn't
saying
say you
is,
worried about him. I'm saying that you did.
Better worry about anybody.
okay, so I apologize if I did come, a little aggressive because a lot of people don't understand the history of,
Yeah,
when y'all say African
And the history
American,
either,
right?
sir.
Because I'm from Mali. I'm from, listen,
you
hold
an
on.
African
See,
ass
King,
nigga,
just
right?
chill.
You African, right?
Damn.
Me and you don't have the fucking
Okay, go
same
ahead.
story. I know what my family taught me. I can trace my people back probably further than you can by name. Do not step to me. If I can trace my
I'm
people,
not
can
stepping
you
to you.
trace your
I'm just
people
giving you
by
my
name to the
history.
17? No, no. Can you trace your people by name to the
Yes.
1700s? The 1700s?
If I could put it on here, I'll show you.
All right, message me and show me that. I want you to.
And then we gonna have a different dialogue, and then it's gonna
Yeah,
be all
we'll have a
right.
different dialogue then. Yes,
It's gonna be
but
cool.
all right, we'll be cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's no,
we'll
like
be cool
it's no
after
beef.
that.
It's no beef.
I mean,
I just
Kit Kat, what I would want to, I'm really interested is I want to see how all Puerto Ricans are black. That's what I want to know. I want to know how that is possible, and I want to know. I would love to know how all of them are black.
maybe he can explain it to me. Like he can explain it to me too. But maybe you shouldn't have came so aggressive to me.
Cubans in
Maybe
Florida, I want to
you
know
thought
how
I
they're
was sitting
black.
here.
I mean, I just want to know the Dominicans
You
that.
know what it is. You know what it is. He really thought that I was sitting here on like a lifeboat by myself, and he didn't realize he was gonna come in heavy.
I'm not worried about Maka because he's slow,
No, he's
right?
not. He's
All he
actually
gotta do
very.
is look
He's
up
actually really
Afro.
one of the
All he
most
gotta do is
intelligent
look
persons
up.
on this live.
All
Lewis,
he gotta
don't do
do.
that. Don't
All
do
he
that,
gotta do
Lewis.
is look up Afro Latino. That's all he gotta do, and it's gonna bring up everything.
No, it ain't, because there's.
So
And
for
All right,
you
cool.
I'm
don't
not
know
gonna
your
listen to this.
history. That's why
I'm
you
not
don't
gonna
know your
listen to this
history.
clown.
You don't
He
know
a
your
clown.
history, and
You
you
a
the slow
clown,
one.
bro.
And you the slow one, because you calling people names
1876.
up here, and you the slow one. You the slow one.
But
You
you
the
1876,
was
slow one.
bro.
no. But
Go
here's the
look
thing:
it
is
up.
you did come out the gate aggressive. He like you did. You really did. And I'm just like, why are you coming at me
Kit
like
Kat.
that
He
when
don't even
nobody
know
else
who,
is?
Kit Kat. Here's the thing. He don't even know his own people. He claimed to be Tiano. He don't even know his own people. So I can't argue with him, because if he knew what he knew,
So you
then
don't
he
know your
wouldn't be up here
grandmama?
arguing with me.
You don't know your great grandmama? You don't know your great grandmama?
Nah, I
So
don't know
hold up.
nobody. I
Hold
don't
up
know
a second.
nobody.
Hold up a second. You was talking big shit to me when I can sit here and name
I
my
don't know
great
nobody.
grandmother, and you can't name
I don't know
yours,
nobody.
but I know
Mm-mm.
mine. So why did you come over here
Mm-hmm.
talking to me big shit when I can tell you my third great grandmother name?
So that's it. That's all you got.
No, I actually have more. I was just being nice.
Oh, okay. So
I was
where
really
y'all come
being
from?
nice. I
What's your
can
last
name
name?
more.
Did you ever? Did
I
you
ain't
ever?
gonna tell you my last
Did
name.
both
Why would
y'all
the fuck I tell you my
dumbasses?
last name?
Did both y'all dumbasses? Did both y'all dumbasses ever look up your last name and see
We
where it come
dumbasses,
from?
but you don't even know your grandmother's name. We dumbasses, but you
Lewis,
don't
I
even know
mean,
your
don't do
first
First
that,
of
grandmother's
all,
name.
Lewis.
listen.
Don't do
listen to
that,
me.
Lewis.
Let me see. Let me say this right now to you, right? I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not from.
Man,
I'm
I
not
don't give
from
a fuck
America.
about you,
So
bro.
you can
Shut
talk to
up.
these people the
No,
way you
shut
talk to
up.
them, but you can't talk to me like that. I'm not
Shut up.
American, sir. Go
Man,
suck
shut
on to my
up,
pussy,
bro.
you
Because if you was
stinking boy.
All right, cool. All right, let's match. Okay, let's match grandparents or grandparents. How about that? Let's do that. I actually have a book. I can literally
All
sit
right,
here go
all right.
through
I'm
the
sorry, I had to
family
let him down.
Bible.
That's getting a little bit out of control. Again,
How do you sit
I
here
appreciate y'all
come at
being patient
me?
with him, but again, man, it's okay to have a difference of opinion, but I got to draw the line with the
Because
disrespectful
that's the
shit.
problem, the proximity
Okay,
to
that's why I had to let you
blackness.
down,
But
bro. Go ahead, y'all.
here's my thing. If I can literally tell you my fifth grade grandmother's name and you come over here talking shit to me, now I'm gonna sit here and ask you, what's your fifth grade grandmother's name?
No,
What's
but
your
Kit
fifth grade
Kat, Kit
grandfather's
Kat,
name?
Kit
You
Kat, how he,
disrespectful
Kit
motherfucker.
Kat, how he gonna sit here and tell me all Puerto Ricans are black?
They're not.
They're not.
I
You don't know.
dated a Puerto
Listen to me,
Rican.
Kit
He
Kat,
told me.
Kit Kat.
You
He
have
don't even Kit Kat. He don't know the history because guess what? I'm from the Caribbean, right? Did you forget about the Spaniards who are white, sir?
yeah.
Did you forget
Mm-hmm.
about them?
Mm-hmm.
You must have. You must have.
Nah. I'm glad you got him out here, Blaze, because I was about to sit here and said, let's pull grandparents out. Let's pull it tit for tat. Oh, let's see who go further. You sat here thought you was gonna disrespect me and like, oh, I don't know who I am or where I come from, but you can't even tell me your third, fourth grade. And he said it. He's like, I can't. I was like, but I can. I know their names. I even know what some of them look like. I have pictures of them. How dare you do that to me? Disrespect me? Nah, bro. No. You are a low class person who just basically don't do research on your family and you just want to interject yourself.
Dr. Boy, my language didn't come from you or none of your people. The Arawaks, those are your people too, right? Teano, Arawaks?
Yes.
Yeah, you
Yes.
don't know? You want to go do the research, sir? Ask about the Spaniards, them too. Because, yeah, some of y'all is
And then
white
here's the
too.
thing about it.
Hey everyone.
And the thing about it is, I always get along with Arawaks. I don't know what the fuck it is about me, but I always fuck with Arawaks. I know Arawak when I see an Arawak. I know. We be here. We just always mesh.
Mr. China, I'm not sure what your name is. Turn your camera on and then turn it right back off. You don't have to put yourself on
Sure.
camera just so
Hey,
it don't kick you
baby
out. Thank you.
girl. Yo,
Hey,
that's my
Mame.
Welcome to
baby
the
right
live.
here.
I'm
That's my
still
Is that
baby.
your
in
sister?
pain. I
Did
can't
you
go
look
to
at my
sleep.
name, right? It's Examaica.
And you know what? I know why you say that because at the time, the letter J became what in the 1800s. So a lot of people think Jamaica is Jamaica, but they use Y at a certain point in time before it turned into J. Just saying. So that's the reason why I know you use Y.
What is it?
Huh?
You good.
Okay, I know. I be hanging around y'all a lot, so I know.
Baby girl.
Go ahead, ma'am. You can go ahead and have the
Yeah.
floor.
Yo, this is my baby girl right here. That's my baby. What you gotta say, baby girl?
Is this your
I
sister
can't
who
fall
works in the
asleep. My
office?
chest keeps
No, that's
hurting
my
me.
sister that work. My sister's here sitting next to me, but she keeps getting dropped because she doesn't have enough followers to turn on her camera, so she keep getting dropped. But
She
she's
doesn't
sitting
have to
right
turn her
next to me.
camera. She does not have to turn her camera. Just sell a request. She does not have to turn the camera.
Okay, send a request.
Leave the live and come back in. Close the app and open it back up and come back.
Yes,
And that's
close the app. Okay,
No, it's
I'll do
the
it
reason
for
she
her.
had to
I'll do
turn
it
her
for
camera on because for some reason this live is glitching. They running a system in here, so
Oh,
but I'm
she
telling
had to
you,
turn her
bro,
camera on
sometimes
and off,
Blaze,
or
if
it's going
she
to keep
leaves the
kicking her
live
out.
and
Oh,
come back in, she'll be fine. Just
you
leave
doing Blaze? You
exit.
doing you doing controversy, like content right now. So probably that's what it is. But Sherry, tell your sister to
No, we
try
got
though. Tell her
haters
to try
that
because.
follow me around this app and
right
report me.
now.
I see.
But no, that's what I'm saying. So my thing is right. All Puerto Ricans are not black. All Dominicans are not.
No, they're not.
I just don't understand why he thought he could say that.
And the thing about it is, I did not lie. I
Hey,
said a lot of these
Richie.
Hispanics that are coming over are classified as white. I never lied about that. I was being very honest. The thing about it is, our people don't know what's going on, but a lot of them are classified as white. So
Well,
they sit here and talk
I mean,
black
I
is black
never
is white.
knew. I'm gonna say this: like, I never knew that people that were as dark as I am, or even darker, were doing that. Now I learned something new today.
Yeah, they're
But you
doing
know what
it.
I'm saying. But I knew about the YT ones in, like, especially the Cubans in Florida.
Yeah.
They definitely do that. Well, we knew
That's
that.
the reason why I try to tell people when Somalis say they're not black. I'm like, on paper, they're really not black. Leave them alone. The Dominicans, when they say they're not black, they like
All right,
you
hold
have
on 1 second, y'all. Miss Marie's sister, drop down and come right back in, and then you can start talking because you can't turn your camera on. It's going to keep kicking you out. So I'm going to let you speak as soon as you come back up.
What did
Okay,
you just kick in?
I'll do it for her, Blaze.
Cheryl said, "Hurry up and speak." What I will say on the topic is, as Cheryl said before, I work for the state, and I've been there for 10 years now, and it's disheartening to me to see people who are my color classifying themselves as anything else than black. They put Blanco, white, and I don't understand why. I was raised here in the States. My folks from New Orleans, they from the South. We don't do that here, and I don't even understand. I can't even much begin to understand why you wouldn't claim anything other than us.
You better preach. I'm trying to tell y'all, there's a lot of black immigrants who are walking around y'all, and y'all literally think that they're classified as black. They play it in your face. They're
Miss
not
Marie, can
black.
you let her use your live? I want to hear what she got to say. Every time she start going in,
And
it kicks her out.
yeah, she got a whole lot to say. I don't know. I may have to buy her some followers and stuff so she can turn on her camera. But hold on, let me go grab her because I'm inside, she
Please go.
outside on my patio.
Please go
So
grab
let
her,
me go
Marie,
grab her.
because you know what I'm
Mommy,
saying
my
is true.
friend just walked in the building.
I just don't like when people make it seem like I'm lying. I'm like, I'm not lying. I'm trying to tell black Americans the truth. Y'all don't know this. They just smile in your face. A lot of them are not black on paper. They're not. They're classified as white. Boom. I let the cat out of the bag. I've been knowing this for years. I never said it publicly, but I knew.
Well, it was a shock. It was a shocker to me. Working with the state. I was born and raised in Phoenix, Arizona. Folks from New Orleans. And it was a shocker to me how these people identify. I'm like, look at my skin, and I'm looking at your skin. Darker than me, but you claiming white. You putting Blanco on your application, the state government application. I would say it is more so from women from said areas outside of the men. Not so much the men, but they they look down on me. They look me up and down. They're rude, mean, and all I'm trying to do is help them live a better life. I chose social work because that's my heart. That's my passion. But for you to come to my country and try to treat me like ish after I am several generations down
That's my friend
I
in the
just want to
Good.
say I
comments.
fuck with y'all
I hope
heavy,
y'all believe
but
it.
I'm about to get up out of here. I'm gonna let everybody get their last words in, starting from the bottom, and then we
Good
work
night.
our way to the top. Cause I'm old as hell, and it's like 3:30 in the morning. I'm ready to go to bed, y'all. I fucks
Okay,
with y'all, but
Blaze,
I
I'm
gotta get
going to
some
sleep,
sleep.
Mommy,
okay?
Well,
I'm
yeah,
going
good
to
night,
sleep.
mommy,
'cause I do have to get up for
New
work.
York.
And I'm older than her.
mommy.
I'll say this though. Um, like the conversation that we started, and I wish, Blaze, that we had this conversation earlier up here. And honestly, it's a difficult conversation to have. Not everyone is going to agree, but these are the conversations that we should be having within the I'm not even going to say the Black community. I'm going to say the melanated community. These are the conversations that we need to be having within the melanated community. So the only way that we can invoke change is to keep having these conversations and being consistent. Blaze, I'm really appreciative that you've had this live tonight, and I would love to see more lives like this from you. Ditto. My sister said ditto.
Definitely. I feel as though these conversations need to be had because, again, there are people out here trying to blur these lines and bring their white presenting family members into the Black community. And there's a reason why they try to blur these lines. So these conversations definitely need to be had. Again, I learned a few things from just today listening to y'all, just like Sobe did and everybody else.
And
So
you know
that's why I
what?
feel as though these conversations definitely need to be had.
Your live earlier made me go back to my ancestry and pull up the ancestry to know where we come from. We're not gonna know what tribe. We ain't gonna know what tribe we came from because that was robbed from us. There's no way that we can get that back. But at least we can get an idea of of we can at least try to pinpoint an area to where we came from. I know I'm 25% Nigerian. I didn't know that at all, but my people was brought here on my dad's side, and I'm also Creole. I'm Creole. My ancestry.com will tell you that I'm Creole. I'm a dark-skinned Creole. So my video, Blaze, I don't know if you saw it or not, but I did do a video on this. I don't know what that looks like. I'm a small fish in a big pond. I don't know what this looks like, but I believe 2024 is the year that we can start to have these hard conversations, and we can have a movement, and we can start working towards the betterment of melanated people. Baby girl, I know you've been up here for a little bit and you haven't had anything to say. Do you want to go ahead on
I'm
it.
all for that, Miss Marie.
Yes, thank you, Blaze.
Tonight.
Oh, okay. Let me go ahead and put it. Oh, what I gotta say. All right, cool. Let me tell you something. Black Americans, talk to your grandparents, talk to your people. There is a effort to basically confuse us. I'm just gonna say it like that. It's deeper, but I'm not gonna go into that. Know who you are and you stand in your truth. That's the reason why you can't deter me, because I know who the fuck I am. You can't sit here and deter me because I know who my people are, and I stand strong in that.
Woman is disrespectful to other black women in the black community. And when he calls himself pro-black, married to a non-black woman, yeah, he takes it a step further. So that's the point of the green screen.
Hey, Mr. Blaze, I really do respect you for that, because I'm like, it's weird when you're sitting here, like, you have to go through that as a woman, and you're just like, but she's not. But I have to warp my mind around to basically to please this dude, and I don't get nothing out of it. I'm not gonna sit here and deal with niggas, men, women, or general that I can't get nothing shit out from. I'm trying to tell y'all the real.
His wife came out of a black hoo-ha. You know what I'm saying? So and I'm just asking,
And that's cap.
if that's true or not.
All that's cap. He says she's black. She came out of a black cooch. Lie.
Well,
Lie. That's a whole lie.
I'm gonna leave it right there then.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like, I'm not sitting there trying to be like an evil person.
All right, everybody, I'm gonna get
I'm
up out of here for the night, y'all. I don't want the feedback to get you, but I'm gonna get up out of here tonight. I'm gonna be back around like I'm gonna say around 10:30, 11 o'clock tomorrow, and we definitely continue this conversation.
Thank you, Blaze, and good night.
Night.
Good night, everyone.